was different, and I was happy. And I had a plateau though, where I felt like I kind of didn't know what to do. I had learned, as much as I not as much as I could have, but I didn't know what else to learn. I didn't know how to. I felt stuck. Like, how do I break this barrier of like whatever I was making? This is I've been making this amount for a while now, and I don't know how to break past the. And if I can recall, I want to say it was the three to 5,000 range. I hadn't really broken that yet. Like and in the industry I was in, I was part of a lot of Facebook groups and for filmmakers and all that. So I knew people were making way more money, making commercials, like way more. So like, what am I doing wrong? Like, I get it. I live in Lawrence, and it's kind of a we don't have that kind of budget here. But what am I doing? I'm doing something wrong. So back to the humbling stuff. I reached out to a successful video production business owner. They shot really high-end content. I'm talking about stuff you see on TV all the time, big brands. I reached out to him because I found out he lived in Haverhill. And he had a filmmaking podcast too. So I would listen to his podcast, and one day he mentioned that he lived in Haverhill. I'm like, hey, he's right there. This dude who owns a successful company and who has the most famous filmmaking podcast in the world, he still does, lives in Haverhill. I need to reach out to him. I need to go meet him. I need to go talk to him. That's my key. I need to go see what he does. I met up with him. I hit him up. Thank God he was willing to have coffee with me. And I'm like, hey, like at the time, again, I was already, I was making money. Man, I was a business owner. Like I was legit. Paying taxes, I was good. But I knew there was another level that I wanted to break through, and I couldn't by myself. And I told him, I'm like, hey, can I just go on your shoes? Can I come? Can I join you? Can I help you for free? Like, I don't need you to pay me. I just want to watch you. I just want to learn how you operate this business, right? On another level. Because like I said, his commercials were way different than what I was doing. He was doing very high-end stuff. So thank God, man, he, like I don't know, like he thought I was a nice person, and he said, you know what, you seem like an honest dude, honest guy. Yeah, you can come and be a PA for me. A PA. Let me just tell you what a PA is. Do you know what a PA is, first of all?
Personal assistant.
It's a production assistant. It is the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to filmmaking. Like, you are the lowest of the low. If someone comes and asks you, a director, a camera guy, hey, come buff my shoes out while I'm shooting this shot here, you go and do that. If they tell you, grab my gum from my mouth, take it out and go throw it in the trash, go do that. If they tell you to go get coffee, you're doing the coffee runs. You're nobody, pretty much. You're just whatever, you're extra hand, whatever they need. And it was humbling, really. It was, to be on set with them and just like me knowing I got my own business. I don't need to be here. I'm making money. I work for myself. I have years doing this. But here I am on this guy's production set as the lowest person, I put myself in the lowest position just so I can learn and I can watch this guy. And I did it for like 3 or 4 months, man. I was consistent. He had tons of shoots. So I was there, man, working. Their hours are long, 10 hours, 12 hours. Me busting my butt hard, man. Knowing
you're not making other commercials at this point if you're working 10 hours plus.
I know. I put that on pause. I wasn't really, you know what it was? It was also around my slow season. So for my business, my slow season comes around the holidays, Christmas, all the way up until like March. And then March starts picking up again. And it was just that time. It was literally right at Christmas I started working with him. And so it kind of worked out. It worked out. And I would be on set and they'd have some a lot of filmmaking is problem solving, right? They'd have so many problems going on set, and I'd just be there so quiet, like, oh, if you just do this, if you change this setting, if you move this light over here, you would fix it. If you, and so many times I had to keep my mouth shut, right? Because I was nobody there. I was a PA. eventually I opened up little by little, and I would give them some advice where they'd be like, oh, wow, like, amazing, and I got closer to them and all that stuff. And after those 3 or 4 months of me doing that, I felt like I had what I needed. And that's what literally shifted everything for me in my business. After that, my business went to a whole nother level. I broke my first 100K year. I was so ecstatic, right? That was just mind-boggling. I never thought in my life, not in my life, but I never thought that my own business, this small little thing, I'd make even 100K. I broke it. I went past it, and I was just, and I couldn't have done it without learning the things that I learned by PAing for him, right? Because I watched him. I saw how he treated his employees, his clients, his I saw how he worked with this whole system, right? I saw how even like what he paid people. Like I didn't know about how you paid crews. How do you know what to pay a gaffer? That's the person that does the lighting. How do you know how to pay a makeup artist? Like what do you? I learned so much in that short amount of time that when my business started rolling again after those 3 months in March and it started getting busy, got my first like 30K job, like one video, 30, like I was just like, and I was ready for it. I was ready for it, right? That's a big thing, right? Because that could have came at any point and I wasn't going to be ready for it and I was going to make a disaster out of it, right? But I was ready for it, man. It was a bank. It was a bank and it was a commercial with like 40 people extras in it. And I needed to, this was all on me, right? I wouldn't have known any of that if it wasn't for, or how to handle any of that if it wasn't for what I learned. PAing. His name is Ben Consoli from BC Media Productions. Look him up.